Hi, friends. Hi, besties. Welcome to the forest. I'm currently in the garden behind the Museum of Art in Puerto Rico, if you were wondering. I found this beautiful, beautiful tree, and I just felt like kind of pulled to sit down here and talk to you guys for a little bit about something that's been on my mind and something that I'm currently, like, I guess, working through and trying to figure out. A question I've had to face recently was, am I abandoning myself or using myself as sacrifice as if it's God's will? And when I say that, I mean, like, am I neglecting parts of myself, parts of my consciousness, because I feel like that is what the God I believe in would want me to do? Does the God I believe in want me to stick in a job that I am being, abused, manipulated, harassed, overworked, not treated like a human being? Does the God I believe in want that out of me? Because it will give me money, it will give me stability. So I've been asking myself those questions about the decisions I make, and if they're in alignment with what I truly want, or if they're in alignment with what I think the God I believe in wants of me. So I've just been trying to reframe my beliefs and trying to align my actions with what I truly believe in. I believe that I deserve a safe environment to live in, to work in, to create in, and I'm no longer going to tolerate anything less than that. The God I believe in is not going to reward me for putting myself in an environment that I know is not in alignment with what I believe and what I need. So I feel like oftentimes growing up, I was rewarded for my strength. I was rewarded for being tough, getting up after I fall on the playground, not being fazed when I was teased, for just being easygoing, free flowing, not confrontational. So I feel like because I was rewarded for those things, I thought that it was just easier to be like that. That was just how I was supposed to be. I was supposed to not really have too strong of an opinion about what a group of people wanted to do, because it's like I'll deal with it, even if I'm sitting there and I'm uncomfortable or anxious the whole time. Well, at least everyone else got to do what they wanted to do. And I think a lot of us have these tendencies where we are abandoning and sacrificing what we truly want for the comfort of someone else. You then might put yourself on a platform of feeling better than others because you are so palatable, so agreeable, because you always go with the flow. And you think then that you should be rewarded for being this easygoing, easy person to deal with, when in actuality, you've just built resentment towards yourself and others because you haven't been honest about what you truly want for so long. Oftentimes growing up, I felt like my suffering was a part of God's will. I thought that working in a job I hated would grant me the life that I would love, because God would see that, or a source or the universe would see that as a sacrifice. When in actuality, I'm a mirror of the universe. So if I'm creating a life where I'm miserable and where I'm unhappy and where I'm unsatisfied, I'm only going to be handed those things from the universe, because that's all I seem to be preparing and attracting. I think the concept of like self-sacrifice is really interesting, because even talking to like my family, and especially the women in my family who have worked so hard to get the lives that they have, as well as grant me the life I have, I think I have been told a lot, like, to push through, push through, push through. There will be something good waiting on the other side. That is a very common misconception in a lot of families, because we don't consider the fact that maybe everything shouldn't be a struggle. Maybe you shouldn't have to fight tooth and nail for everything that you gain in this life. because for me, the life I want to live is with ease. The life that I am living is everything is in alignment, everything is flowing with ease. There is no strife, there is no struggle. There may be challenges that arise, but I would not tolerate a struggle and pain for what I consider a positive outcome. Another key part of self-abandonment that I've recognized within myself is fulfilling the dreams of everyone else and thinking that helping them fulfill their dreams will get me closer to mine. But I'm very much if I can do it for you, I will, because it's no sweat off my back to try and help somebody, you know? Because I love seeing the people I love win. I love seeing them happy. But I think I have to remember that my happiness and my fulfillment is just as important and valuable as someone else's. And yes, they do intersect, but my journey will look completely different from someone else's. Therefore, me helping them isn't going to directly push my dreams along any further. I have to work independently at what I want and what I desire to receive the outcomes that I want. I love to collaborate. I'm a very collaborative and community-oriented person, so I often find myself helping others and just being a community member, which is very important. But I think there's also a moment where I needed to acknowledge how I can step up and push my own desires and dreams forward without another person. So I've examined a lot of what I believe in, what God, what source, what universe, what creator I believe in. And I think I need to detach from the idea that God will reward me for being quote unquote sensible or realistic. The reality that we're in is actually a construct, which I discussed in a previous video. Feel free to watch that. We're living in a dream state. So I make the fucking rules, you know? So I'm just remembering that and remembering that, like, I can sit here in the middle of this fucking tree, of these two trees, and talk to a camera and talk to myself, sit in the dirt, you know, like, I can do these things. These things aren't off limits. Nothing is off limits, in my opinion, unless it's like obviously centered around violence or hurt, harm. Obviously, we are creatures of love, like, not too much. But I'm remembering that the God I believe in is not sensible. The universe and source is expansive, it is abundant, it is actually boundless. And if I'm a reflection of that, aren't I just the same? Finding myself that as a reflection of the universe and as a reflection of source, I will be rewarded for pursuing my dreams without fear. Why wouldn't I be rewarded for nurturing my passions? And why wouldn't I be in alignment with the calling of my soul the moment I begin to pursue it without fear? So I've just been trying to really, like, transform and transmute the feelings of fear, doubt, guilt into things that can push me forward, like courage and bravery and trust and flow, and like a flow state, because nothing good is going to come from me being stuck in my head and being in the state of I should do this, I should do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. I have to put action behind the things that I desire. I can't think that because I've sacrificed so much of my time and energy that the universe is just going to sit my dream life in front of me just because I've worked so hard for the last 15 years, you know? Not like I've worked that long, but like, you know, yeah, I think it's just a time of remembering a lot of why I'm here and what I want to do with my time I have in this state and in this body. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable in my body these days, and I think that has a lot to do with like my mindset. I'm realizing I have like a really warped sense of my relationship to money and how that will grant me my wish and my dream life. I'm not creatively blocked due to a lack of money. The block is directly connected to my mindset and my thought patterns. So once I release myself from the idea that my creation is connected to the money in my pocket, my connection to creation will be a direct flow between me and God and the universe, and I will be used as a vessel to create. Once you put a third party like fucking money in the middle of that, things are gonna get out of whack. Your priorities will be fucked up. Your intentions will be fucked up. I don't want to do anything with the intention of, oh, how much is this gonna make? Like, how much am I gonna get? How much can I get? Because I wasn't put here to play numbers. Like, I wasn't put here to run it up, in my opinion. So I just want to get closer and get more familiar with that direct channel between myself, my creation, my art, and God, the universe, source. Because I know that once that channel is clear and once that channel is flowing, abundance is like obviously gonna be next. Like, duh. I'm obviously so abundant already. Like, look where the fuck I am. Look at the life that I'm already living. But I know that my God is expansive and source is boundless, and so am I. So that's just what I'm trying to create, and that's just the thought patterns I want to continue to have throughout the moments of doubt, throughout the moments of fear, throughout the moments of maybe hate or doubt that is projected onto me, because that happens quite often as well. I want to remain clear-minded, and I want to be able to transmute all of those feelings into something that will propel me forward. Some ways that I feel like I shift my mindset and like shift the energy that I'm feeling is firstly by like moving my body, stretching, working out, breaking a sweat, waking up, staying off my phone, drinking tea. I feel like really, like, I don't know, it does something for me. It makes me feel really good. So I would say just like find the little things and the little habits that make you feel clear-minded. Once you start to feel foggy, figure out what caused that shift. Is it something you ate? Is it something you saw? Is it someone you spoke to? Is it someone you spent time around? Become very, very aware of how your energy shifts and changes throughout the day and what the cause and effect of that is. Because we are so we're so interconnected to the world around us and to each other that the smallest of interactions and the smallest of inputs into your body and into your energy can shift things. And that's okay. Like, that's not bad. That's a human thing, just any type of being of energy thing. So just be aware of that and try to cater to what your body needs. So I just want to end with something I wrote, just questioning this whole concept of self-sacrifice and self-abandonment. So I've had to ask myself if it feels good to paint myself the victim or sacrifice in my blocked creativity. Will God enjoy seeing me as a martyr? Was I bred to sacrifice my dream for the workaholic title? I want to soar into a life free of silent cries and trying... I'm tired? Okay, sorry, I can't read. Let's start again. I've had to ask myself if it feels good to paint myself the victim or sacrifice in my blocked creativity. Will God enjoy seeing me as a martyr? Was I bred to sacrifice my dreams for the workaholic title? Is there a world where the good times last forever? I want to soar into a life free of silent cries and tying myself to the stake as a sacrifice. I will get a happy ending with this new beginning. And with that, I just really want to thank you for being here and giving me the opportunity to get this off my chest. I kind of was just freestyling. I had some notes. I have hella notes on my phone, but like I found this spot and I was just like, I just need to sit down and talk. So thank you. I hope you just thank you. Just thank you. Take care.